No one in that packed courtroom expected the quiet single dad sitting at the defendant's table to stand up and salute the man who had destroyed his life. But when the judge said, "Mr. Hayes, you may speak," the veteran rose, straightened his shoulders, and said calmly, "Your Honor, I forgive him, because once, I saved his life." A stunned silence filled the room. That's when the truth, about a Delta Force commander and a billionaire's lies, exploded. Ethan Hayes was a single father of one, a former Delta Force operator who now fixed broken engines in a small garage on the outskirts of North Carolina. He didn't talk much about his past. People knew he'd seen combat, Afghanistan, Iraq, classified missions. But all Ethan really cared about now was raising his 9-year-old daughter, Lily, and keeping her world safe and simple. Their small home wasn't much: a creaky porch, a second-hand piano, and an old photo of Ethan in uniform with his team. But to Lily, it was paradise. Until the day the black SUV stopped outside his garage, out stepped Alexander Crane, billionaire CEO of Crane Industries. Impeccably dressed. Smiling like a man who owned everything he saw. He offered Ethan a business deal, a security contract for his company's overseas projects. Ethan hesitated. He didn't trust corporate men. But the money could secure Lily's future. So he agreed. For 3 months, Ethan and his small team provided protection for Crane's oil ventures in Eastern Europe. Until one mission went wrong. A shipment disappeared. One of Crane's men was killed. And somehow, all the evidence pointed to Ethan back in the States. Headlines screamed. Former Delta Force commander steals millions, betrays employer. Ethan's accounts were frozen. His home raided. Lily taken by child services. He was branded a criminal. No one wanted to hear his side. No one, except a rookie lawyer named Grace Miller, who believed something didn't add up. When she visited Ethan in jail, she asked, "Did you really do it?" He just looked at her and said, "Ma'am, I've made a lot of mistakes in life. But stealing isn't one of them." Grace decided to take his case pro bono, even when her firm threatened to fire her. As Grace dug deeper, she found something strange: satellite logs showing Crane's private jet near the same area where the stolen shipment vanished. But there was more. Buried in a military file marked classified, was a photo of a young soldier being rescued from a burning convoy in Afghanistan. The man carrying him out of the flames was Ethan Hayes. And the wounded soldier? Alexander Crane. The courtroom was silent when the evidence came out. Grace projected the photo on the screen. "Your Honor," she said, "this man, the supposed victim, was once saved by the defendant he now accuses." Crane's lawyer tried to object. But the judge allowed it. Ethan stood, his voice steady. He was just a kid back then. A supply officer. We were ambushed, and I dragged him out. He was crying, begging me not to let him die. Crane shifted uncomfortably, his mask cracking. Grace continued, and yet years later, this same man used the trust of his rescuer to frame him, covering his own corruption. Crane exploded. "You don't know what I had to do to build my empire." The courtroom gasped. It was all over. The judge dismissed all charges against Ethan. Crane was indicted for fraud, money laundering, and obstruction. But as bailiffs led him away, Ethan walked up to him and saluted. "I forgive you, sir. You once wore the same flag I did. I won't let hate take what's left of me." Crane's eyes filled with tears. For the first time, he looked small, like the frightened young soldier Ethan once carried through the desert. Outside the courthouse, Lily ran into her father's arms. Grace smiled as the press swarmed them, shouting questions. Ethan didn't care. He looked at his daughter and said softly, "You see, sweetheart, truth always walks slow. But it never loses its way." Weeks later, Ethan's garage reopened, but now, a new sign hung outside. Hayes and Hope, veteran-owned repairs. And right beside it, a letter from the Pentagon, clearing his name with honors. That night, Ethan tucked Lily into bed, kissed her forehead, and whispered, "We don't fight battles for glory, honey. We fight them for what's right." Outside, the American flag waved softly in the evening breeze, a symbol not of power, but of quiet, enduring courage.